will return after these messages.
Yeah! It's the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Time to start the show. Talking things and collectibles. Here we are, let's go. Cartooners buying everything. Their minimum profits, what to say. On Mark, it's ready the show. Time to talk, let's go.
Welcome, everyone, to MajorMarks.com, the October bonus episode. All things Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I am your host, always ready, Matt Cardona.
Yes!
I have goosebumps.
It's so good.
Look into my
Matt, you see.
I am not Brian Adams. I am Brian Myers, the most professional wrestler, a man still very much in love with Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yes, I am also here. Producer Joe Smart Mark Sterling. Listen, guys, I loved it. I loved it.
Bro,
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, 1991.
Did Brian watch it?
this morning, dude, I had the best morning, man. I woke up.
Tell me.
I woke up,
Yep.
took my kids to school. I came back. I got back into bed with a cup of coffee, put on Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, like all tucked in and cozy. What a almost 3-hour like roller coaster ride.
Oh,
Right back to 6-year-old me who saw this goddamn movie in the theater with my dad. Like,
holy
just
shit.
unbelievable, man. And it, for me, I mean, I've went down a rabbit hole since of YouTube stuff, but for me, it holds up in every single way.
So
Every
Matt's
single
never
way.
seen it, and I'm very, very interested.
Which is a
I think-
completely different outlook, so this is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I think Brian left out a detail. He went into bed, got his coffee, put on his nostalgia goggles.
Oh,
Because
no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I didn't listen. Did I watch it? Yeah, but I didn't dislike it, but I certainly didn't like it.
So how did you watch it? On a plane?
I'm thinking he's
Watched it
like
on a plane.
14
And you watched the whole
red
thing?
wine, 14
watched-
red wines deep.
No wines, no alcohol.
I don't believe it.
I swear to God, because I was flying back to go wrestle, so I did not drink.
Were you not
Watched
like, were you texting during it?
Nope, I watched it. Initially, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking hate this," because I don't like those type of movies. Like, I don't like guys on horses with swords. That's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck,
The guys must have, the
That's the
swords
weirdest
have to be
excuse.
lightsabers.
I don't like guys on horses with
It's
swords.
just not what that medieval times. You know, I'm not really like a medieval
Yeah.
times guy.
It's got to be in space for you.
Oh my God.
First
Robin
10
Hood in
minutes-
space would rule, huh?
First thing I was like, "Oh,
Well,
fuck."
that would be fucking. a
I will
Broski
say
home run.
it grew on me as it went along. It grew
Okay.
on me. I know nothing about this movie. I know
Right.
I've never seen it.
That's
I
cool.
remember.
Great. How did you, of all people, like miss something like this?
Yeah.
I
It was
remember
like-
I remember the craze, or maybe not so much craze, but I remember like the movie poster. I remember the figures, but I never saw it.
Someone in one of the videos I watched made up a great point. The song, the Bryan Adams song, and the music video is way more over than the movie ever was. And that's just a
the
straight
song I
fact.
know, of course.
It was on the charts for like, I think a solid 2 months or something, like
Oh,
straight.
number one, yeah.
And number one. And it was like an epic ballad. And I can literally close my eyes and see the music video because it was on MTV and VH1 like
Yep.
24/7, dude. Like,
Yeah, me
that
too.
was a big deal. Radio. I mean, just every which way.
So, and then you're saying you did get interested in it though as it went.
Yeah, like not like I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
Okay.
Like
At the end, were you kind of like into the climax stuff?
no, it was okay. I thought it was okay.
Oh my God.
I'm just not into the medieval like gimmick of it. I'm just not, those movies don't.
But it's history. It's something. There's a period of time. They didn't just make it up. Like,
No, I know that. It's just not something I'm into.
That's interesting, especially because it's not like nights like Lord of the Rings where there's magic. Well, I guess there was a little bit weird witch thing, but it's not like there's magic and spells. But it's like, it's a history thing. I'm not that actually happened, Going back, Brian, we talk about this. What do you remember about the time you said you went to see it with your dad? Anything else?
For sure, I had this weird thought about this today. Like 1991, I'm 6 years old. My dad definitely took it to the movie theater and I saw it. Loved it. Mackenzie's 6 right now. So that's like a weird full circle thing. But also, I will say this. I don't know if Mark can back me up on this. The remembrance of how fucking terrified I was of that witch at 6 years old came back to me because that is a scary goddamn character.
She's like balding, nasty, two different eye colors, like spitting on shit, and she's revolting. But I was terrified of that witch when I was a kid, and it's pretty fucking violent and shit.
They
Like
chopped his head off
the
the
first
first
scene, a guy gets his head chopped off, and like, you know,
heads are getting chopped off. People getting shot in the head with arrows,
stabbed to like no end. A lot of blood,
Well, one of the criticisms from critics is Robin Hood. This is like a kid's thing. You know, you grow up watching the Disney Robin Hood, and then you take your kid to see Robin Hood, and it's like that violent. I think some people are like
also like
astounded.
I guess it's historically inaccurate, but I'm like,
of course,
how accurate is the tale of Robin Hood to begin with? I don't really think
nobody really knows the actual.
Like nobody really knows what the real truth is behind.
It's a folk tale. It's folklore. It's grown. Look, the Sean Connery Robin Hood is very different from the Disney Robin Hood. That's very different from the whatever Robin Hood. The writer and the director wrote in my opinion, a Tolkien-esque action adventure drama with the Robin Hood character and the Maid Marian and the Sheriff of Nottingham character. Everything, it's wildly different, and I'm totally okay with that because this is my Robin Hood. And, again, I'm a little older than you, 3 years or whatever. So I wasn't as scared. I guess I'm kind of more the age that should have been watching it, to be honest. But I remember seeing it in the theaters, and then we got the VHS, and when it came out, and I watched the fucking shit out of it, man. Like, these lines are happening. I can hear a line, and then I know the song or the sound that's happening after. You know what I'm saying?
The score is pretty awesome.
But
that's another thing. That song isn't actually. It's in the movie, but it's just the instrumental of it. It's not like the actual Bryan Adams song.
Yes,
which would have been ridiculous in that movie. It wouldn't have fit to have
But when it plays in the credits, you're like, yes.
Oh my god,
yes.
So
Finally.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like such a mark for it. Even that first scene, like when they're in Israel or whatever, Jerusalem. Like I know what's going to happen. I've seen this movie 7 times. But like my heart was like kind of racing, like as they're escaping and stuff. Like it's man.
I had no idea Morgan Freeman was in the movie.
Morgan Freeman fucking rules in this. Alan Rickman fucking rules in this as the Sheriff of Nottingham. He's so fucking awesome. He's like such a good heel, like literally like a great. He kills his cousin with like no remorse whatsoever. Like just an awesome bad guy. He does such an awesome job. And I was kind of scared of him too when I was a kid. Now that I'm thinking back on it.
Mark, you mentioned the VHS. I was doing some research, found out that this is one of the first movies that went to like home video instead of just like a Blockbuster and like rentals. You could actually like, because there was a time you couldn't just like buy VHSs like for an affordable price.
Yeah, interesting.
This is one of those movies that went right to consumers as well as renting.
Yeah, we had a lot of taped VHSs off the TV. We would tape off HBO or whatever. This one was one we actually owned.
So I definitely blockbustered this like over and over, and then in the DVD craze when me and Broski were like in college, I for sure had like the deluxe version of this.
I still have it.
Yeah,
I got rid of all my DVDs. It's the only one I kept.
You know what? I bet I still have it too, and I got rid of a lot of stuff, but I'm realizing I just paid $5 to watch this movie when I could have just opened a goddamn DVD book I have in my closet behind me.
I would have rather paid the $5 to be totally honest.
Right? Yeah. Damn.
Let me tell you this funny story. So I love it. I've talked about it forever. I've talked about it in this podcast. It's become kind of a joke in the family, right? I just really love Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner, right? And I would always tell Erin, like, hey, my wife, I'm gonna watch it. You want to watch it with me? And she'd be like, no effing way, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I don't think Liz would. Liz walked in on me watching this and was like, "What the fuck are you?"
It's
doing?
got a bad rap, right? So
It doesn't have
oh,
like the worst rap, but
well, we'll
not
talk
hook-
about
not
we'll
hook
talk about
bad.
the
Yeah,
yes,
not
we'll
hook
talk
bad
about
rap.
the critical response in a minute. But I just never could get it, and it became a joke. I'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna watch Robin Hood." She's like, "I'm not watching it, no fucking way." So when I finally sat down to watch this, I'm like, "Hey, I'm watching this. I think you should give it a shot." She said, "Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm not gonna watch this, but I will give it a shot. I will tell you, motherfuckers." She did not go to bed.
Really,
She watched
She
the
was
whole
up.
goddamn.
Bone.
oh nah.
Yeah, with visions of Kevin Costner's ass.
I forgot about that scene too.
With
Yeah, it was
tan
like-
lines, huh?
yeah.
That's
Nobody has tan lines back then. Come on.
and it's a body double. I read it's body double.
But they get a body double with tan
for his
lines. They couldn't
butt?
get
He
it.
wouldn't. He
Yeah.
wouldn't show off his butt.
Well, no, the water was too cold. They thought he would get like hypothermia or something.
Oh, it was legit shot in England a lot, all over the
Yeah,
place. So that
and the
makes
weather was a problem. But anyway, she watched the whole thing, loved it. Like, didn't even like at points had to go to the bathroom, didn't want to, wanted to see what happened.
Held it.
At the end of the movie, she was like, "That was really good," and she had seen it when she was young, but remembered nothing about it. So
right.
that's why I kind of thought that Broski would like it because
I feel like it has everything, including a toy line that you would want in a movie. It has a little bit of everything: romance, action,
I didn't dislike it. I
good
just
guy,
didn't-
bad guy, very good. Like
I didn't
you know,
like it.
All right, let me tell you what I wrote down here. I wrote a pros and cons list, okay, of my opinion of this film. Pros. Great cinematography.
Beautiful.
There's like amazing shots.
everything is so cool. I love
Good
all those
pro-
shots. Like that first shot where they find the kid and they save him from out of the tree.
Yes.
That beautiful like
The
Stonehenge
countryside.
kind of thing, like countryside. It was awesome.
I got to get to everything that I knew about the world, Israel, UK, everything I knew about the world when I was a kid came from this fucking movie.
But here's something super kind of embarrassing. I was like so jazzed up about this today. I looked up my UK Impact tour to see if we were going near Nottingham so I could go to Sherwood Forest because it is there and you can check it out.
Yeah.
But I'm not near it. And I'm also thinking, how many times have Broski and I been to Nottingham
So
and I
many
could have done
times.
that and I didn't. I'm so mad.
Wow, that is cool.
I know.
All right, good practical effects. I thought like
Bro.
the fire and what?
That's one thing that I will say. They just don't make movies like that anymore.
Right? There's not
Right.
one fake thing in it. It's all
You
Like
know,
when that
awesome.
when those guys get thrown over a wall, you know they're getting it's a real human being get thrown over a goddamn wall.
Yeah.
They're just, there's no CGI people. There's no CGI. Maybe someone's gonna say this is a fucking effect, whatever. But
I don't know,
Everything
man. Yeah, me
seemed
neither.
and looked practical.
Yes.
Yeah.
The old school, like just big monstrous sets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they don't make movies like that anymore.
I
and
loved
I
it.
appreciated that.
Yes. Another pro. I thought the pacing of the film was awesome. You get these like scenes where she's talking to Maid Marian, he's talking like what are the love scenes and all that shit. Immediately after they're in a fucking horse chase.
Yeah.
It's they never stuck in like a context scene too long.
I felt like when I was a kid, there was a lot of sheriff scenes.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, I realize that you need them, and they all serve a purpose, right?
Yes,
It's not like
yes.
they're going back to this boring bad guy for no reason, like
Yes.
And it's actually what he's saying is pretty entertaining if you listen to him or whatever.
The
or
best
whatever
lines.
the fucking shit he's going nuts about. Yeah.
Best lines. Actually, a little tidbit here. In 2015, Alan Rickman admitted that he secretly asked his scriptwriter friends to punch up the script. He said, "Will you have a look at this script because it's terrible and I need some good lines." And then the director added all their new lines. So, like, he's got those
Cut your
killer-
heart out with a spoon.
with a spoon. So good. That's probably from his friends who were like made his lines better. But I thought the pacing of the film was just awesome. Great soundtrack. We talked about that. Awesome ancillary characters. Friar Tuck, Azim the Great One, Will Scarlet,
Wills.
Little John. You love them all.
Yeah.
I will say
Fanny.
that a lot of characters where before I went on eBay to actually see like what was made, I'm thinking, ooh, this guy should be a fig. This guy should be a fig. There's
Yeah.
and of course, spoiler, the girl doesn't have a fig.
Yeah.
Definitely a big miss not making a Maid Marian,
Yeah.
but that's that early 90s women don't sell thing, I'm
Especially her in that ninja outfit when she beat up Robin Hood in the beginning of the movie.
pretty cool.
But yeah, the side characters are so great. Almost, I would argue, better than Robin Hood. It was kind of wooden. but we'll talk about that in the cons. And then I thought it was like a fantasy-like retelling of an old story. And then I said this earlier, Tolkien-esque. It's very like Lord of the Rings type of, you get this group of characters and this awesome team together, and they have to fight the evil. It's,
insurmountable odds that they overcome.
Yes, yes. So that's my pros. Cons. We got to talk about the bad accents.
So I saw.
What about the rape scene at the end?
The rape scene's wild. That was actually a wild thing to see through adult eyes.
I think as a kid I didn't even know it was happening. He's trying to kiss her. What it was
right over.
Happening.
See this head right here? It was going, I didn't even notice. I didn't even think of that he was trying to have sex with her. Like not even. She looks
for a
upset.
Second.
Yeah, she looks pretty. He's trying to tie her down or something. Clearly.
Yeah, I had no idea either. Yeah,
man.
But now it's like
legit
that's
spreads her legs.
I know.
Yeah, it's a little tense.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's toys of this.
That's
scene.
true.
There's a rape scene. Let's make toys of it.
But the accents.
So that's like the number one knock on this movie.
Yeah.
That apparently Kevin Costner tried.
He
Nobody
wanted
was
to do it
feeling
really bad.
But they had already been filming.
Yeah.
So the director just said, "Fuck it, just stop doing it."
Yeah.
So that's why he's like in and out of it throughout the movie because it's depending on what they shot and what order.
Yep.
I didn't realize it was in and out of it.
But it's when he's in, it's bad.
It's pretty bad when he's trying. Yeah.
He'll just do like a weird end of the last word of the sentence is like.
But I also think if you are an Englishman, you're probably going, "Good Lord!" I think if you're just an idiot American, you're not even going to barely notice, like Matt. You know.
I have a con, Mark. One that really bothered me. I wish they would have included just one little scene of him like shaving his face with a fucking like bow and arrow, like so we could see. All right, why is he so clean shaven? Give me a little fucking little B-roll of something with the fucking arrow just shaving down, just something. They showed us how to make arrows.
Did you and Big Kev go to like Colombia to get your hair done together? Because brother was pretty receding in this, and he like doesn't look like that like in late 90s movies. So something went down. I was thinking.
I think you mean Turkey, and no, I haven't.
Turkey. You and Costner headed to Turkey together. Whoa, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, he was looking a little. Look, I love Kevin Costner. He might be my favorite actor of all time.
Kevin Costner is my favorite actor of all time.
You know, zombie love. Another con. This guy, he knows he's gonna be shirtless. He couldn't fucking work out a little bit. He's fucking no pecs, right?
I think that's just Kevin Costner. But he's a regular ass dude.
That's what I'm saying. But he don't. Bro, okay, Jesus Christ, fucking Hugh Jackman. When he's going to be Wolverine, fucking pumps that iron.
Yeah, lift a weight, bro.
I guess Robin Hood shouldn't be. I didn't find him like puny, but not.
No, the shirtless scene, though. Jesus Christ.
Maybe they should
do some CGI.
After the ass scene, they show him real brief.
Yeah,
and
it's like
towel. No, it's belly up, and he's pale.
Oh, I thought he puts on like a Gangrel shirt, like real quick.
He does.
So you don't see anything.
See enough, though.
You see enough.
It's 100% with you.
He looked like fucking Austin Powers.
Oh my god!
I was so mad when that most recent Robin Hood came out with the 300 guy. What's it?
By the way, you type in Robin Hood to find this movie. Good Lord, there's a lot of Robin Hoods.
Yes. Who's the Russell Crowe? Russell Crowe.
Yes, Russell Crowe. Yeah.
Played Robin Hood. He just didn't lose weight. He was gigantic, and I'm like, you can't lose a couple pounds for a Robin Hood. Like, but yeah, no, I totally.
Mark likes his Robin Hood.
Yeah,
like a Finn Balor. Is that what you want Robin Hood to look like?
Yes,
like a real lean boy.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'm with you, broski, there on that.
Kevin Costner's hairline came back from the dead. That's all I'm saying.
Yes,
good for him.
Because he has a full head of hair right now. He's 70, so
looks great. And
that was another I saw in one of the videos I watched where they were like, everyone's like, oh, the young boy has returned to man or whatever, but he's like 37 when he shot. He's like our age when he shot this. So like if you minus the 6 years his way, he was 30, 31. Like how is he? You guys don't recognize him? Like he wasn't like a teenager and he came back, you know.
So there's a part of this. I was thinking about this actually while I was watching it. Like nowadays, that role goes to somebody extremely young.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Almost maybe unbelievably young and small, right? Like that's just how things go. I kind of did like that he was a grizzled looking dude, you know.
I did too, and also think about the star power in this movie. Morgan Freeman, Alan Rickman, Christian Slater, who people don't. I mean, younger listeners probably don't realize what a big fucking star he was in the early '90s.
the
Like he was like
90s,
he's probably like he might borderline be the biggest star at the moment this comes out, right? Maybe.
True.
And what happened to Christian Slater?
A great question. That's
He's alive,
another
right?
podcast.
I'm gonna write that in right now. What happened?
He's alive. He's 50 something. I looked it up today.
What happened to Christian
It's crazy to me.
Rehab. I'm seeing that first line.
Okay.
Done rehab a few times. So that's what happened. And then the last thing I have on my pros, my cons list is a little corny in a couple scenes. Like me and my wife laughed our asses off when he delivers the baby. It's like he does everything, including delivering a baby.
As a child, I saw that it's so courageous, and then as an adult, I'm thinking like, I've seen this twice, pal. This is not how this happens. You know, like holy smokes. And then there's a couple times the kid is like in the woman's arms, but you kind of really never see it again. I'm like, there's a weak old baby around this war or whatever that's going on here. It's kind of bizarre, but whatever.
But I mean, Akeem does all the work, right? He cuts her.
Was it a C-section?
Yeah, he slices her open.
Yeah,
C-section. Gets the baby out, and there's Kevin.
By the way, that lady is back a
First
week
one.
later, like fighting in the main scene.
She's tough. She's tough.
Tough son of a bitch.
So Fanny, she's awesome.
Yeah, holy shit.
Anyways, that is my cons, but that accent thing, and I think that Kevin Costner is a very good actor. If you watch Dances with Wolves, unbelievable performance, right?
Awesome.
I think that the accent shit and whatever he was trying to do with this role made the character a little wooden, and that I think is the big criticism with all the critics.
He was clearly uncomfortable with that particular situation of the character. But
yes,
like Brodsky said, I literally see this through nostalgia goggles, and I don't have a British accent, so I'm not like critiquing it or thinking that it doesn't. And I know who Kevin Costner is. I've seen him in 25 movies. That like I'm not expecting him to have a accent too.
Oh, I could give
you
two
know.
fucks.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
The film received mixed reviews from critics who praised Freeman and Rickman's performances and the score, but criticized Costner's performance, the screenplay, and overall execution, which I think is unfair. But budget $48 million, which actually astounded me. That's not much.
Yeah.
For what we saw with the practical
in that
effects
time
and all
though,
that stuff.
I feel like that's a lot in 91 though.
Maybe. But box office $390.5 million, a massive success.
Dude, it was so cool.
But not remembered fondly. You know, so there's a podcast that I listen to that does this. Bill Simmons does a podcast called The Rewatchables. Mm-hmm. And they've basically done every movie from that period. And they refuse to do Robin Hood. And I'm like,
why?
what? I don't know. It's some.
Because he doesn't want to bury it because he loves it or something?
I don't know. It's looked back by a lot of people as like a negative thing. Even my wife made a joke about it for years. Oh, Robin Hood with Kevin Costner?
Man, I don't see it. I mean, I don't know.
I thought it was a phenomenal movie.
It's such a perfect movie to me. Like it's got a little bit of everything. Even like the things that you said, the cheesiness. First of all, there's like two ball shots like back to back. Because Marion ball shots him, and then he ball shots Little John in the fight. Like literally,
It's
like
a broski match.
It's a broski match, literally on the big screen.
That fight was great. The fight in the river.
Yeah, that's one of the scenes that I remember. I remember vividly as a child too. That's something that like I don't know really stood out to me.
Beautiful cinematography on that river too.
Same, yeah.
I just the thing that got me the most is the pacing. It's just you never settled in for like a long boring thing.
It's what 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, it's great. All right, well,
These toys.
so there's two tie-in video games called Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, released in 1991 for Nintendo and Game Boy. I don't remember these games at all.
I remember renting that game, and it's dreadful. And I looked it up, and it's like absolutely rotten.
I think that I've mentioned this before. I think there's an Angry Video Game Nerd episode of the Robin Hood video game. It's like it's got Kevin Costner on the box, but it has nothing effing to do with you know what I'm saying? The movie.
For a second, I thought it was like a Hook situation where there was like likeness issues, but on the packaging of the toys, there's full blown photos of the characters, so
Yes.
that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, on the packaging of the video game, it's just the shadow of him with the bow, and then all the graphics are not even close. Like he has like Robin Hood has a mustache in the graphics.
Right. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that they said before that it was like made as a elf video game type of deal, and then they're like, let's make it Robin Hood.
That makes a lot more sense.
Kevin Costner. All right. So the figures. I'm gonna present the screen
Can you pull them up?
here.
What?
I was just checking. There was no like McDonald's or Burger King crossover, was there?
Not that I remember.
Not that I recall.
Okay.
So I'm on figurerealm.com right here, and if you're watching the video version of this podcast, guys, it's on the screen right now.
Mark, did you see the pictures that D Freedom included?
I took the yes, I have that.
Were they all pretty much like reuse of other toy parts?
Well, yeah, I can show that in a second.
The entire line in some capacity has reused shit going on.
All right, well, let me show you that then first.
Which I didn't know when I was a kid. I love these figures, so.
Well, hold on a second. Let's talk about the figures themselves first.
I think, and like I said, I didn't love the movie, but I think the toys are a pretty damn good representation. If you were a kid and you saw this movie and you wanted to recreate this movie, I think these toys pretty much nail it.
So you get the Battle Wagon, which I bought in a very famous vlog. I think it's got 200,000 views of ours. Brian, do you remember I bought that in Long Island with you?
Yes, yeah.
Wasn't there like mouse poop in it?
There was mouse issues with that box. Yes. I had that as a kid. Net launcher, which I've been looking for one in box.
So the net launcher is the only one I had as a kid.
As a vehicle.
As a vehicle, yes.
Right. Bola Bomber. And then the Sherwood Forest playset, which I never had, which is famously a remake. We'll show you that in a second, of the Ewok Village. And then as far as the figures go, perfect group. Azim comes with a sword, scimitar. Dark Warrior, which is like that Celtic warrior guy, the bad guy. Really
Which
cool
is
helmet.
Just a generic bad guy, right?
Yeah, but nobody in the whole movie has a helmet like that, so it's kind of brutal.
I played with him like he was the
Stormtrooper.
No, the leader of those Celtic guys at the end that attacked.
But
the
he's
village.
not, because there was supposed to be a wave 2, they make that guy.
Right, yeah.
And then I always saw this guy as like a stormtrooper, like you should buy 10 of them.
Like a Foot Clan guy.
Yeah.
Because that was actually one of my problems as a kid. You have all these good guys. There's only 2 bad guys.
Yeah.
So it's like bad guys can't be outnumbered.
Little John's going to turn heel for a big storyline.
Yeah. Friar Tuck, who's a great character. I love that he loves beer. So cool. Little John comes with a big fucking stick that he can hit you with. Robin Hood with the crossbow, that wasn't the one I loved. I loved Robin Hood with the longbow because that motherfucking longbow, guys, had a string. And you could literally shoot the arrows.
Yeah, a little rubber
That's
string.
badass.
Yeah.
You pull the string and it shoots the arrows. The arrows had a little hook. There's 3 of them. They go in his quiver, and you could shoot it. It was awesome. Will Scarlet with the crossbow, and Sheriff of Nottingham with the big sword. And he had that necklace.
Which
The one that
they reused on Two-Face from Batman the Animated Series, if anyone remembers that. Because I had
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. But the necklace was so cool because it was an actual necklace, and I would always lose it, but
It's
then find
literally
it.
like something that would be like a Heels and Faces figure, like nowadays. Like for real.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's eight figures, 2 Robin Hoods, 2 heels, and then 4 babies. Like I said, I think they're missing the girl.
I think
That's
she's
like
the
the
only big miss.
Definitive,
I think,
the
right?
big miss. Yeah, the only
Yeah.
big miss.
Yeah. So then the other thing we could mention, there is 2 versions of Robin Hood that come out that look nothing like Kevin Costner. And then
Like
they
in the face.
in the
Yeah,
face.
there was like a running change.
And then they remake it, and then it's blatantly looks like
Oh, wow, okay.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
So I have all 4 of those. Both of them have that stupid face, and then the new Kevin Costner face.
So as a kid, Mark, what did you have?
The whole set.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You were in, pal.
I loved this movie. Yeah, but these things were on. If you probably don't remember this, but these things were on clearance, like 3 for $10 KB. So there's not that many.
Like years later, though, like when it wasn't popular, because I only liked this movie like when it was out.
No, 92, 93, probably. Yeah. I mean, at some point in my life, I don't know if I had them instantly, but I did own.
No, like
all
I
of them.
had them like the movies in theaters. I'm getting these guys like for
Oh
sure.
yeah, I don't know. I probably had a couple, but I know it's at whatever point I did have them all, and including the whatever. But the soft goods on these I thought were great as a kid
Soft goods really adds to it.
because when you take
because it's
off
covering
the
up-
soft goods,
it's
terrible.
The soft goods are covering up all the reused parts, and some of them are like some of them are wild. Like
I'll show you. Okay, let me show you that
Yeah.
picture right here.
So as a kid, I had the net launcher for sure. And I had everyone except I could never find Will Scarlet, which I literally was looking at one day on eBay thinking like, man, I never had this figure. I'm about to get it because as an adult. And I couldn't find Will Scarlet. And I couldn't find Friar Tuck.
The harder ones to get, Friar Tuck is one of the harder. But when I recently bought these all on card, the entire set for $70.
Yeah, they're like,
Entire set.
they're on eBay for like $15 a pop ship.
And
like
so,
everybody.
yeah,
It's
so
not
if,
really.
if you're looking at this now, it's the picture of the
very
full set
doable.
there.
It's
and
the
then
vehicles and stuff.
Robin Hood, Longbow Robin Hood is the exact body as the Green Arrow from DC.
So he has a G on his belt, which as a kid I never understood, or never even, I don't know.
Well,
But that's what it means because it's Green Arrow.
And both, right there, broski. Do you see that Robin Hood head?
That's
Yep.
the other head.
That's the other head. It's just not him at
generic
all.
guy.
And what's
And
very
then-
funny about this picture, my crossbow Robin Hood had the ugly head, and then my longbow Robin Hood had the real head when I was a kid.
Aha. The Little John figure is pieces of Batman and who is that? Whoever that wing
Oh,
guy
I forgot
is.
that guy's name.
I don't know.
That's driving me
Hawkman.
nuts.
Hawkman
Hawkman,
is there.
yeah.
And then also the Dark Warrior used the same body piece as Hawkman.
This is crazy.
Azim is the Flash body, and then Green Arrow arms.
Which I was like, why does Azim have a neon orange belt? I always thought that when I was a kid.
But he was under that so much cloth, soft goods. This is wild. The Sheriff of Nottingham is whoever this guy is.
Set.
Kenner's RoboCop chainsaw figure.
Whoa.
Kenner's RoboCop chainsaw. I don't even
Even
know
his
what that figure
face
is.
isn't new, which is mind blowing because it doesn't. To be fair, it has an Alan Rickman-ish look to it, but the hair is not. It's like bizarre.
True.
Wait, hold on. The face is used from somebody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is like a Jeff Jarrett, Owen Hart situation?
100, the exact same thing. Yes.
An important
Oh my
DNA
God.
source was almost overlooked with this figure. It was not until I read Dr. Poe Ghostley's dissertation that I knew the head sculpt was lifted from Kenner's RoboCop chainsaw figure. Beyond that, the sheriff repurposed his superpowers Lex Luthor torso and legs with the typical resculpting of the boots. His arms are the same modification of the superpowers Green Arrow.
Wow.
Will Scarlet is Robin. This is
crazy.
hilarious. Friar Tuck is the same body as
Gamorrean
the
guard.
Gamorrean guard
What
from
the
Star
fuck?
Wars.
You didn't know that, Brusky?
I knew that today, but I didn't.
But you don't see it when it's under the
Because
soft
he's got
goods.
the cloak on. Right. he's
So
got the
they
soft
just-
cloak on.
Unlike our good friend Steve Rosenthal over at Power Town, Kenner was not cutting steel for no Robin Hood. Prince of Thieves figures. They did quite the opposite. They were sewing
thieving-
cloth.
They were thieving some body parts. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like.
The famous is the Ewok Village and the Sherwood Forest playset.
It's
That
a
was
good-
like the only
it's a
one.
good overlay.
I feel like my brother said that to me when I was a kid, and like I knew that. Everything else, no, you got to be like a toy expert / nerd to figure that out. Especially in the '90s, I feel like, right?
Yeah. The net launcher and the bola. There was an Ewok battle wagon and the bola launcher that you put together and you get the battle wagon.
That's
So-
wild.
That's the same stuff too.
So who was unreleased?
Okay, so I have those pictures too. This
It's
is
a really
this,
nice, like, clear picture too. I saw it
This
today.
okay. First of all, I didn't know they had this. I would have gotten these. They had. No, hold on, that's not it. RP things here.
That would have been awesome.
Robin Hood Prince of Thieves bow and arrows play set.
Does the unreleased or did it come
No,
out?
that was released.
Really? Like the Nerf
Yes.
bow and arrow?
Yes,
That's freaking cool.
Okay.
the bow and
I like
arrow
that.
thing was released, and then there was, I guess, one other thing, but maybe I didn't grab it.
There's a really cool commercial, by the way.
Of these figures,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like Hasbro-esque, like old school, early 90s style.
those toy figures showing those kids play with toys, man,
Yeah.
always got me. So this rotary spear launcher was not released.
But what about, and those figures are the exact same figures?
Yeah, those are the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got Combat Robin Hood here. He comes with a sword and like a fucking spiky bat thing.
Okay. Unreleased.
Celtic
There-
Barbarian, which is like spot on from the bad guy in the movie,
Yeah.
which is really cool looking. I would have killed to have that. Battle Azim,
Which looks way cooler.
so cool.
better.
Yeah.
Crazy
and he's
soft
got his
goods.
goddamn, eye gimmick that he used
eye-
a bunch.
yes.
Yeah, binocular.
Binocular thing. King Richard, Sean Connery gets a fig here.
Yeah, what a
with his
cameo
1
at the
second
end,
in the
too.
movie.
I totally forgot about that till I saw that today, too.
It reminds me of like a Saturday Night Live skit where like the star comes in and everybody's like, "Whoa!"
It's like that's up there for one of the cheesiest scenes too, because like he's like, "Oh, hey, thanks for saving the country for me while I was gone," like all nonchalant, right? Like nothing happened. Like he's way too relaxed about that. I don't know.
Yeah, but then it goes into the Bryan Adams song, so who cares?
I guess
And then the last one, Flaming Arrow Robin Hood, which is
Damn,
pretty
see,
bad.
That's-
would have been cool.
That's one that I think should have come out. So I wonder, like, why these all didn't come out. Was like the movie out of theaters and like there.
I think it's one of those things. The same as Hook Wave too. Like
Right.
the craze comes and goes. How do you keep pumping out product?
And like I
with
said,
no-
I remember them being on the shelves for cheap as fuck, so they didn't sell that great. Or at least they ordered too many of them or whatever. You
I think
know?
it's a great toy line. I think the toy line is perfect for the movie.
Yeah. I miss stuff
Must
like
be just
that.
fucking pure profit for Kenner because of the effort that went into that or lack thereof. Holy
Oh
shit!
my God, I know. Oh, the soft goods probably difficult to make though. I mean, those are like pretty detailed. Honestly, if you look at these figures, the intricate detail of like Robin Hood's fucking cloak or whatever
Yeah.
vest thing.
I'm trying to buy Longbow
Crazy.
Robin Hood. I'm trying to grab a min on card one for cheap too.
Oh,
I almost bought Will Scarlet today. And I almost bought Azim. I just
Oh boy!
I don't need them all. I'll add Longbow Robin Hood to my new shelf in the gym of these movies that I review and I mark out for.
I love it.
So-
That's so
and,
cool.
you know, maybe I didn't love it as much as because I was watching it on a fucking phone. Maybe if I was watching it at home on my couch on a big screen, it would have been a
You
little
don't
different.
have an iPad
I don't do iPads.
or you don't with your computer if you try or is it? you would
I
watch it?
never watch a movie. Wait, how did you watch it? You watched it on your phone, you said?
On my phone.
Yeah, I
Well,
always
that's
watch it on my
Party Foul. I'm going to call Party Foul on that.
Does anyone have iPads these days except for like kids?
I literally travel with my iPad every week and I watch stuff.
Mark,
on it. I read
Mark, does
books
anyone
on
have
it.
iPads these days?
To be honest, not that I know of on the plane.
Yeah.
I don't really see it. I don't. I use my phone and I bring my laptop, but I bring my
Yeah.
laptop for work.
Yeah, me too.
I bring my iPad. I read on it and I watch stuff on it.
I don't think that's weird. I think
I
that's
don't think
cool.
it's weird. I just don't think it's common.
If I didn't bring my computer with me everywhere, I'd probably bring an iPad.
I have a brand new one. I had
yeah,
to give my
wife
I had to
has
give
a brand new one too.
I had to give my kids my old one because they just basically stole it from me.
Wow. Somebody thieving.
Somebody's Steven, Prince of
So I think-
Thieving.
That's. I got nothing else. I wrote a lot of
I did-
notes.
You know what I did want to address?
Okay.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. This movie was so popular, they made a fucking spoof of it.
So is the spoof of this particular movie?
Yes.
There's parts of it that are from this, but there's also parts of this that are making fun of a ton of different Robin
So
Hoods.
I read that the guy who is in Men in Tights was originally going to be in this one. as
Isn't it the
Robin
dude
Hood.
from Princess Bride?
Yeah. I heard he was originally offered the role.
There's no way. Well, the thing I saw said that the chick from Princess Bride, Jenny from Forrest Gump, was supposed to be made Marion, but she got pregnant and couldn't do it, and then the other maid Mary and got the gig. So that doesn't check out to me that you'd have both people from Princess Bride, both
That's
leads.
what I read on IMDb
Robin Hood, that's just
trivia.
kind of, I smell collusion.
This is what when I watch a movie, no matter what movie it is, immediately following, I go to IMDb trivia and read everything about it. And then if there's a toy line, I go on eBay and look at the toys. And that's what I did for this. That's what came
Well,
up.
that's kind of what
that's
these
came up
bonus
on
pods
IMDb.
have become. It's become,
Yeah.
you know, man.
Well, I loved it. Last night was
Love.
honestly, I went to bed like so happy. Just like
No,
a
I
nice
had
night.
the best morning.
Yeah.
2 cups of coffee in bed.
I know. It
Cuddled
sounds
up,
great.
watching this.
Jealous.
And like why my heart was racing in certain scenes that I've seen this movie at least 7-8 times in my life because I bought the DVD in that DVD craze. And I definitely watched it in college a time or two. So like, I know what's going to happen, and I was still like just really, really enjoyed myself, man.
I'm going to be honest. I think I saw it. I've seen it probably 100 times. I'm serious.
Holy
I'm
fuck.
serious. I think I've watched this movie more than any other movie in my life.
What is your current collection of these figures?
I have everything but the couple of the vehicles. I don't
On
have.
display.
Yeah, I have
Loose
one
or been on
D12
card?
square. No, they're loose. They're in. They actually perfectly sit on ringside collectible Mattel stands,
I was just gonna say, there's no way they stand well on their own.
and
okay.
the battle wagon fits perfectly in a D12, and
Okay.
the figures are displayed right in front of the battle wagon.
Oh my god.
Okay,
It's great. It's
That's
a great
cool.
little
Listen,
display.
I think this is the perfect movie for what these things are about. A movie that I think still holds up. And like I said, just because I didn't like it doesn't mean I don't like appreciate it.
Yeah.
I can understand why it was a hit, why people still have fond memories of it, and I could picture it still holding up if you were a fan.
But I can see also why you weren't that into it if you just don't really like that kind of genre.
Well, that's pretty much what it is. I just don't like
Yeah.
that kind
Mark,
of
do you
genre.
like First Night?
I did like First Night.
I
Yeah.
love First Night.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no toys for it, but that's got the same exact vibe to me as this movie, and I loved that movie when I was a kid too. So
I like
Yeah,
First
I didn't like it
Kid.
as much as Robin Hood, but I liked
No.
it.
You guys ever see First Kid? I like that one.
God, loser.
All right. Well, did we
what-
think
what-
about one for next?
I have my
next one?
pitch.
Okay, what's your
hear it.
pitch?
Let's keep the Costner love fest going with Waterworld because I don't think I've ever really seen it in its entirety.
I can tell. Like that's another one I'm not going to be into.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Waterworld, terrible movie, but I'm into doing it. It's a really interesting toy line.
I don't think I've ever seen it in its entirety. I've seen like bits and pieces on TV, like growing up. I don't think I've ever seen it.
All right, here's my
I'll
other.
do it.
Let's hash it out. What other?
No, I'll do it.
Hold on. Let me pitch one. Do you think we could have people vote on it?
Okay.
Would you?
No,
do
because
that?
we're the ones watching it. So
All right,
I don't care
here's
what
my-
No,
anyone
that's
else
well.
wants
How
to
about we
watch.
each pick one? No. We each pick one, and we have we'll put a poll in the group.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
There we go. That's
So
fair.
here's the one I'm going to throw out. Terminator 2. I think that the toy line is perfect, and it's a great film.
I mean, I agree with you. I would love Terminator 2, but do I have to pick one just to?
No, you have to pick. You
Yeah,
know what?
pick one.
Someone suggested Demolition Man, which I thought was cool. I've never seen that, and they have
I've never
cool
seen
toys.
that. I'll pick Small Soldiers.
Oh god.
Oh,
So
I hate
once-
that movie.
I
It
saw
was so
that
disappointing
once.
to me.
I saw that once in the theater and fucking hated it.
Me
Now I'm thinking
too.
Back when I was very young too.
Me too. I was so disappointed in it.
Yeah.
I was so I think it's because I just thought it was something and it was the other thing. And
Same, and I wanted to buy all the toys, and I just didn't like it.
I hated it. So, all right. We'll put those
write
three
this
up.
down, Mark. Write this
Got
down.
it. Got it.
We're gonna have a little Polsky.
Got it in my mind here. Well, this is a great episode. If you're watching the video version of this episode, we went all out here, guys.
I've had some fun, like doing these. This one through the roof, man. I was just
Me
like,
too.
I was just a real happy boy this morning, sitting there watching this. Like, goddamn.
Oh, yeah, me too.